WHNT News 19 at 10. Taking action, getting results.
Athens police and officers are investigating a fatal fire. It happened Friday night around 10:30 on Elm Street in Athens at the Elmwood Apartments. Firefighters saw smoke coming from one apartment and had to break through the door to get inside. WHNT News 19's Robert Richardson is following tonight's top story.
Brenda Holcomb sat alone outside her Athens apartment Saturday afternoon. Her upstairs neighbor and friend Vicki Strasser frequently joined her here for coffee, but Strasser died Friday night in a fire.
We've been friends for quite a while, and she always took care of me. She'd come down and think about me and call me all the time. She was a real nice lady.
Holcomb said Strasser lived upstairs for 4 years and was disabled, but that Strasser went out of her way to make sure Holcomb was doing okay. She also tended to plants, which remain, and the only exterior evidence anything happened Friday night is the new white door, after firefighters had to break through the old one.
Me and my wife and I heard a bunch of commotion going on outside, and we come outside, and there's about 3 or 4 fire trucks out here. There's 4 or 5 police cars.
Jerry Blankenship says many of the residents came outside to see what was happening.
I was concerned about the fire spreading. I mean, not for my own safety, but for people that live maybe in the same apartment building as she did, or even the apartment building over.
Fortunately, all of those neighbors were safe. Flames didn't spread, but emergency responders took no chances.
I came outside, I heard something, I seen some smoke, and the cops told me to move back, and that was about it. I didn't see anything else.
Police say the fire caused a limited amount of damage to the apartment, but it was severe enough to take the life of Vicki Strasser. The third neighbor, Brenda Holcomb, says she's lost in the past few years.
And that was Robert Richardson reporting. Holcomb and Ramon, both of whom live in Strasser's building, said they believe the fire started around the couch in the living room. The fire marshal has not yet determined the cause of the fire or the cause of Strasser's death. Emergency officials anticipate having more information on Monday. Alabama state troopers are investigating a fatal wreck in Lawrence County. It happened about 7:15 last night at the intersection of County Road 460 and Alabama Highway 24 in the Caddo community. Sue Livingston died on the scene. Her husband, Ken Livingston, was taken to the hospital, but he also died earlier today. The Livingston's car collided with a truck. The driver of that truck was not hurt. It was a long night for investigators and drug agents in Athens. 14 people were arrested last night, 8 of them on felony drug charges. Athens police served warrants at 2 different locations last night, one on Plato Jones Street and the other on Browns Ferry Street. The others arrested were charged with loitering. Madison police also helped in the arrests. A soldier from Marshall County is recovering at a hospital in Germany after being hurt in Afghanistan. The Arab Tribune is reporting that an improvised explosive device, or IED, exploded, hurting Andrea Kelly. She has a concussion, broken nose, and fractured tailbone. Kelly is serving with the 287th Transportation Company out of Anniston and is from the Scant City area of Marshall County. She is expected to make a full recovery. Kelly is married and has 2 children. Also in Afghanistan, a suicide car bomber killed 3 people, including a child, and wounded several others when he rammed his vehicle into a security force convoy in Kandahar City. Casualties have grown for both Afghan civilians, government troops, and NATO as the insurgency stepped up roadside and suicide bomb attacks against the Afghan and international troops. A media report by the United Nations has shown a 31% increase in civilian casualties in the first 6 months of 2010. An update tonight on the bingo battle here in Alabama. Justices with the state Supreme Court are denying allegations from a Tuscaloosa businessman that a case against the Victoryland Casino was transferred from one justice to another because of influence by the governor's office. Chief Justice Sue Bell Cobb, who is a Democrat, says the case was transferred because Judge Glenn Murdoch was already handling a similar case, and it made sense for him to handle the Victoryland case as well. A ruling by Murdoch on July 30th allowed the governor's gambling task force to raid Victoryland. Hurricane Earl has come and gone, and not much impact from him. Now businesses along the East Coast are back open for the rest of the holiday weekend. CBS News correspondent Randall Pinkston reports from Chatham, Massachusetts.
Cape Cod residents are making final preparations to ride out the storm. New England hasn't seen a major hurricane for nearly 2 decades. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Chatham, Massachusetts.
Earl is still kicking up dangerous currents along much of the East Coast. Well, many people across the valley are enjoying their Labor Day weekend right now. Even more wondering what the weather will be like tomorrow. Meteorologist Christina Meeks joins me now in the Tennessee Valley Forecast Center, and it feels like fall outside.
It does. I love it. Yeah, I know the past couple of days. What happened was Friday, we got that cold front through here, and you know, it just really did its thing. I mean, it's been very nice. The last couple of cold fronts didn't cool us off. They just allowed for a shift in the wind. But this time, yep, our first really seasonal front of the season, which has allowed for overnight lows to be in the low 50s. Now for Labor Day itself, your special forecast here, about as nice as today, although I will say a little bit warmer. We'll get to the upper 80s on Monday, and you'll enjoy clear skies all the way through this extended holiday. We'll talk more about some hurricanes in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Christina. Alabama is back in the seafood business just in time for the holiday weekend. The charter fishing boat Real Surprise didn't waste any time checking out the fishing waters with almost 2 dozen on board. They brought back a pretty good catch of vermilion snapper and triggerfish. The captain says the fishing is great, the water looks good, and there were no signs of oil.
We got to check some of our places offshore. We were worried about, you know, how our fish had survived. The fish seemed to be right where we left them.
Captain Boggs says if today's trip is any indication of what the fall snapper season will be like, folks better book early because the fish are hungry. Fall snapper season starts 4 weeks from today. Alabama Governor Bob Riley and Attorney General Troy King are disagreeing again. King has accused Governor Riley of trying to compromise litigation against BP over the Gulf oil spill. Meanwhile, Governor Riley has hired the law firm Balch and Bingham to represent Alabama. The state will pay them $195 per hour. Riley claims the price is much cheaper than King had planned. King has also accused Riley of holding secret meetings with BP officials. Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal continues to push for drilling to start back in the Gulf. He takes the stand even after the platform fire Thursday, which sent 13 workers scrambling for their lives. Jindal says if the oil field economy of Louisiana, any delay in drilling activity could push oil companies to seek opportunities in other countries.
We continue to believe the moratorium should be lifted. We don't think this one-size-fits-all moratorium makes sense.
The offshore drilling moratorium was put in place after the Deepwater Horizon explosion back in April. At this time, it's set to expire on November 30th.
Drill, baby, drill. Kill, baby, kill.
That was the chant outside the White House today as protesters rallied against big oil companies. Protesters at the so-called Spill into Washington rally chanted, "Drill, baby, drill. Kill, baby, kill." Organizers are hoping the 2 days of rallying will focus on regulatory failures against oil companies and the banking industry. The extremely popular Star Wars exhibit at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center is leaving Huntsville after this weekend. The exhibit has broken attendance records over the 10-week period, and it has drawn more than 85,000 visitors to the Star Wars experience.
And this is our first time to do a traveling exhibit, so we weren't really sure how successful it was going to be, but by all measures it has been very successful.
The U.S. Space and Rocket Center will be opening early on Sunday and Monday at 8 a.m. to accommodate the high demand of visitors to the exhibit. And as that popular exhibit prepares to say goodbye, a new exhibit at SEI or SciQuest will be sticking around for an extra 4 months. Space, A Journey to Our Future is the name of the exhibit. With a story that's all new at 10, WHNT News 19's Kelly Drewley is live in the newsroom. Kelly?
Well, thanks, Carson. The exhibit at SciQuest has drawn record crowds again for them this summer. And the exhibit there focuses on the technology that is being used in today's space exploration.
It's been to the Smithsonian. It's been all over the country. This is its only showing in the Southeast.
Space, A Journey to Our Future at the SciQuest Museum has been a special treat for visitors this summer.
It is the biggest exhibit that SciQuest has ever had.
Originally, the exhibit was scheduled to run through September 9th, but an opportunity opened up and allowed management to extend the exhibit until January 9th.
We've had a great showing with the exhibit so far. We wanted to give more people an opportunity to see it, so we went ahead and jumped on it.
Space, A Journey to Our Future has enjoyed a successful run in part because it truly fits with SciQuest's interactive nature.
I think it's very hands-on and I really like it.
There's a gravity ride, there's an infrared camera that all the kids really love, so there's a lot to do with the exhibit.
And as you can see, it's a big hit with children looking to experience space and learning about possible living conditions on other planets.
It's got a Mars habitat mock-up and a lot about what it might actually be like to be on Mars.
The popularity of the exhibit is sure to bring in all sorts of new people and attract those who might want to revisit space.
We've had record numbers this summer, both in our general admission and through the space exhibit.
And SciQuest is working on even more interactive programs to add to that exhibit over the next few months for folks to enjoy. They're also going to add a new space-themed birthday party for kids who want to celebrate at SciQuest. Reporting live in the newsroom, Kelly Drewley, WHNT News 19.
Thanks, Kelly. SciQuest will be open for visitors all weekend long, including Labor Day. Ticket prices for the exhibit are $5 per person, and they do offer cheaper ticket prices for large groups booked ahead of time. Coming up, he's fighting muscular dystrophy, but for this little guy, he's not letting the disease stop him from playing football and living a normal life. We'll introduce you to DJ Pack when WHNT News 19 at 10 continues. WHNT News 19 is taking action tomorrow night to help those who suffer from neuromuscular diseases. WHNT News 19's Michelle Stark brings us the story of one little boy's fight to live a full life.
DJ Pack, right there in number 5, may not be the biggest on his football team, but he's one of the toughest. It's sort of a miracle he's on this field at all.
DJ tiptoed. He never walked. He tiptoed. And he would cry with his legs hurting, especially if we'd been swimming or something like that.
DJ's Meemaw, Sherry Baldwin, first noticed DJ struggling to move when he was about 2 years old. When tests revealed DJ had Becker's, a form of muscular dystrophy that slowly weakens the legs and pelvis, he was pretty scared.
I was sad because I didn't even know I had it.
DJ has since struggled with pain, and he's not the only one. Hundreds of kids join DJ each summer for MDA camp so they can learn to play and swim and be self-sufficient.
Because I miss camp.
You miss camp? DJ loves camp so much, he was eager to share photos with us. His favorites are with counselor Michelle.
He's so excited, and all he talks about is Michelle.
In 3 years at camp, DJ has made good friends and learned to manage his pain. It's not easy for anyone in the family, though, because MD impacts all their lives.
I help him put his stents on at night. I try to tighten them up some so his feet will get better.
He hates them. He hates sleeping in them. But we've explained to him, that's going to help him. It's going to cause him to walk longer,
Sometimes when DJ's out here blocking on the field and during practices, his legs just need a break.
My legs will get hard.
But Sherry keeps cheering him on, supporting him. Doctors think exercise could keep DJ out of a wheelchair for the near future at least.
All right, let's go everybody, we're heading in.
Keeping DJ active isn't Sherry's only goal. She also wants to inspire other parents to take an active role in the fight against muscular dystrophy.
Learn about it. Learn everything you can learn about it. Get on your computers and learn and support them.
In Athens, Michelle Stark, WHNT News 19.
Well, Studio B here at WHNT is undergoing a bit of a change tonight. That's because we are getting ready for a tradition that started here back in 1976. That's the MDA Labor Day Telethon. Last year we raised $292,907, and we plan to do even better this year. Tomorrow night you have a chance to make a difference in the lives of many people living with neuromuscular diseases. It's the 45th annual Jerry Lewis MDA Telethon. It starts at 8 p.m. right here on WHNT News 19. We'll be on for 22 hours raising money for MDA. Please call in and make a pledge to this very good cause. The Heart of Dixie Llama and Alpaca Show is going on this weekend at the Alabama A&M Agribition Center on Moores Mill Road. The Llama Show began today with the halter classes. Tomorrow they will have the performance classes. The judging was fierce today, and the trainers and judges are also expecting an exciting competition tomorrow. The show is free and open to the public. Owners and trainers come to the show from all around Alabama to show off their livestock. If you've never witnessed hummingbirds feeding, it's a pretty exciting show. Check out this amazing photo sent in by Jim Worley from Athens. There are over 25 birds feeding at the same time in this picture. Jim says this is what his backyard looks like from about 6 to 6:30 in the morning. Here's another picture he sent to WHNT News 19. Jim says as it gets cooler, the hummingbirds will eventually fly further south, but he wanted to share this amazing sight with everyone. Thanks, Jim, for sending us your photos. This is a live look from the WHNT News 19 Saturn V rocket cam from the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. The heat is starting to back off now, and it feels a little like fall. But will this weather stick around for the coming week? Let's check in now with meteorologist Christina Meeks